Yo, welcome to the Splat Sports Podcast. I'm Hunter McCormick,
I'm Grant Russell.
and this is the first episode. It might be the only one, depending on how this goes. Listen, if the audio's bad, the video's bad, it's the first episode. Okay, give us a break. We're struggling. Anyway, how was Thanksgiving, G. Russ?
It was good. Great Thanksgiving, as it always is. Top 5 holiday, but we won't get into that. Went to my aunt's, mom's side of the family. We had great food there, great desserts. Everything was good. Yeah, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was good. I went to went to my mom's side for lunch, and went to my dad's for dinner. Played some football at my mom's side, and then watched a lot of football on my dad's side. So it's a lot of different dynamics, but it's fun. It's fun. Do anything for Black Friday, G. Russ? I know you went shopping.
No, I usually do, but
No shopping,
internet
right?
now and nothing was catching my eye. What about you?
I went shopping. I didn't go out shopping. I think going out shopping is overrated. I think it's just an experience
Yeah, I
that
agree.
people will claim to do just to have fun, and it makes no sense to me. So I just went online and picked up some good deals. Went on Gymshark, picked up a couple deals there, and it's a new brand. I thought I'd try it out.
Didn't realize you're a Gymshark guy.
I'm not. I don't know
You're
yet. I
not?
just
Oh,
ordered
you
it.
don't know yet?
They have a good return policy. I read it though, so hoping they fit.
Attaboy.
Hoping they fit. But speaking of Thanksgiving football, I think we can talk about our first topic. Is Thursday football games cursed?
So far, every time but Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving had some good games. Fantasy wise, yeah, but not overall just watching, to the average fan. But the Cowboys they certainly beat up on teams that are not very good. Would you
Certainly,
say that?
but I disagree. I think the Thanksgiving games yesterday were not good. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest. They were not enjoyable. The only enjoyable game was the Dallas game, and it was only the first half because it was semi close. I feel bad for Sam Howell. He has no help whatsoever offensive line wise, and Micah
Absolutely.
Parsons is that dude.
Mhm.
But I do think the Cowboys do beat up
Yeah.
on bad teams.
What are your thoughts on the best part of the game, though? Dolly Parton.
It was better than Jack Harlow.
Better
Anything
than
Jack
Jack
Harlow
Harlow.
did. I watched, watching Jack Harlow rap with your family on Thanksgiving was not in my plans for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Was not enjoyable. I'll tell you that much. I did sing along though. I'm a Jack Harlow
Did
guy. I
sing
like
along?
Jack Harlow.
Yeah. I've
I like
heard you.
Jack Harlow.
Mhm.
You're
No.
not a Jack Harlow guy. I know you're not.
No, I'm not a Jack.
And you probably didn't know any of the songs that Dolly sang.
Yeah. Well, going to another game, where do you think Detroit's a contender?
I think they'll figure it out. I just think it's Thanksgiving, and they haven't won on Thanksgiving in the past I think 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a good Thanksgiving team.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll figure it out. I mean, Jared Goff will figure it out. They'll figure it out. Jordan Love looked amazing yesterday. If Jordan Love plays the way he did for the past, I guess 2 games really, he played really good the last game too.
The scheme was great.
Scheme was good. Definitely starting out with the deep ball. I think it kind of surprised Detroit, and then they couldn't rebound, and they also locked Aiden Hutchinson up. Yeah. So I definitely enjoyed watching the offensive line and defensive line battle in that game. But did you watch the Seahawks game?
I did. I did watch a little bit of it. What I am realizing now is I think the 49ers will win it all. When they're fully healthy, I think they're the best team in the league.
I think the big thing that helps them is that they have a quarterback that's not trying to be a star, and he's just trying to be. I'm not trying to hate on Brock Purdy here. What I'm saying is that he controls the game really well. He controls the game at his pace, and that's all they need. Yeah. They have the weapons around. They have the defense surrounding them. And so, yes, I do think that a fully healthy 49ers team will win the Super Bowl. I agree with you there.
Yeah, he is a very good system QB. He does lead the league in completion percentage, and overall, he's just a really good system quarterback that gets the job done for him.
They do have to beat the Eagles, though. And I think if the Eagles play the way they do, it'd be a good game. Be like last year. It'd be a good game.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else in the NFC is really going to compete. I don't think the Cowboys. We'll see. They play the Dolphins soon,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean they got to win today over the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I don't,
The only thing that concerns me about the Eagles, though, is that Hurts is not fully healthy. He can't run like he has been the past few years.
I don't think he needs to. I mean,
Continue.
I've watched him play,
Yeah.
but you just
Mm-hmm.
gotta throw the deep ball.
Yeah.
There was also another college football game. Another football game. I mean, it was a college football game. It's the good old Egg Bowl, Thanksgiving tradition over in the McCormick household of watching the Mississippi State team, even though we have no affiliation to them, nor like them.
Listening to the Cowbells.
Listen to a lot of cowbells. It was not a good game. I know you didn't watch it, but I think first 10 possessions were all punts, and there was maybe 5 first downs if I recall. And you know, SEC football at its finest. It was like watching a Big Ten West game, like I watched today with Nebraska and Iowa.
Yeah.
It was not enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I hated every second of it. I'm gonna be honest. And then you hear the stupid cowbells, and then I had to watch
Yeah.
Lane Kiffin be on the sideline, which
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Lane Kiffin fan. I'm sure we can get into that another day. But speaking of Mississippi State, they have a head coach opening, and so we discussed ideas for this podcast because we're not that smart and we just can't talk for hours straight. So we have to kind of have an itinerary.
Mm-hmm.
We thought, who should take the Mississippi State job? So, Grant, I think I'm going to go first.
Yeah, you can go
Because
first.
Grant told me that he has an opinion on it. I'm going to disagree with him, we might be on this topic for a while. But here are my 5 best coaching best candidates. So at number 5, I have Cliff Kingsbury. He's played it. He's a college coach. Didn't work out in the NFL,
Mm-hmm.
but could get the job done. Plus, he might be out of USC along with Lincoln Riley. Might get into that another day too with the USC job. Number 4, I got Jake Dickert, the Washington State head coach. He's done a good job. He's built that program. He's got a bunch of good players, and Mississippi State does have that connection with Washington State with
Mm-hmm.
the late great Mike Leach. Jeff Levy, he's the Oklahoma offensive coordinator. He was Mississippi's offensive coordinator. I think last year or 2 years ago. Never been a head coach, but does have ties to the Mississippi area.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is their former head coach Dan Mullen. I think these top 2 guys have the best shot at it. Dan Mullen, he coached at Florida. Did a lot of things good at Mississippi State, but I wouldn't be surprised if he takes it.
Yeah.
And number 1, I think the guy that's probably going to take it is Liberty's head coach, Jamie Chadwell. Because if you saw what he posted on Twitter the other day, he posted, how coaches will have their little like call-in show that they do, usually on Wednesdays. And on Twitter, you can post your location. Well, he was in Starkville, Mississippi at 1:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. So kind of is obvious of I think that they're going to interview him at least, and I think he's going to get a good shot. He's doing a good job at Liberty. They're undefeated right now. But yeah, what's your opinion on it?
Well, the reason why I have an opinion not a top 5 list is because I don't care for Mississippi State, and I know that's really harsh to say, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about them. I don't think they have a bright future here in the SEC because we're at a point now where at this point in college football, it is very offensive based, and basically they just fired a defensive coach. Their quarterback is about to transfer, and I see them. They're also not recruiting very well because Ole Miss is getting all the talent, and I see them approaching something like Tennessee and Vanderbilt, where they're just going to be cycling coaches all the time, and I just don't see them having a very good next few years in the SEC, especially with the expansion of Oklahoma and Texas coming in.
I don't know. Mississippi State, they're not going to be good, at least for a little bit. They might be. Who knows? They might have hired somebody good. But I'm going to disagree with you. Vanderbilt is going to be bad at football because Vanderbilt doesn't want to compete.
That's
Mississippi
fair.
State at least wants to compete. They at least try to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And they played Mississippi State well. I know it's a rivalry game, and no rivalry games played differently. But, I mean, they played with them well. They have players. They have the top 2 linebackers in the country. I mean, they're going to lose them to the draft. And Will Rogers, he has no more eligibility at Mississippi State. He loves college football, and I'm sure he wants to go to another place. So it wouldn't I would disagree with you there. I think that they will compete. I think that they could be really aggressive in their coaching hire, and it might launch them into another stratosphere. But another head coaching opening, at least at the time of recording, is Texas A&M. Russ, I know you have a list.
I do have a list for this one.
I want to hear your list
Yeah.
because I want to see how many guys are similar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so at 5, I do have Jamie Chadwell from Liberty. Now, the only reason why he's not higher on this list is because obviously, he's a group of 5 school. They're undefeated right now. But the only thing is, I think you need somebody with more experience in a Power 5 position because Texas A&M is very demanding in the SEC West, similar to how Auburn was. So for me, I would be fine with the hire. I think it's a solid hire, but I don't think it would work out. 4, I do have Lane Kiffin because I just see it as like if he can take an Ole Miss team that isn't as talented as a team like A&M, he could do a lot with a very talented team. At 3, I have UTSA's head coach Jeff Traylor. You like that one?
I do like that one.
You do like
he's
that
on my
one?
list too.
Yeah,
Kiffin's on my list too.
Oh yeah. This is similar to me, like Sam Pittman, because he fits the culture of Arkansas and everything. And Jeff Traylor, he's head coach at UTSA, so he coaches in Texas. He understands how big football is there, and I think that would be a very good hire for them.
He's also a Texas high school coach for like 13 years.
Yeah,
he knows the area well.
Yeah. At 2, I have Mike Elko, the head coach at Duke. It is very hard to turn a school like Duke, who's presumably a basketball school, into a very good football school. This year they did have some struggles with their quarterback going down, but he's done a very good job there. And at 1, I know he's probably not going there. He said he's not going there, but I think Dan Lanning is the best option down there in Texas A&M. Really? Why?
Kind of shocked me.
Really?
I don't think Dan Lanning's going to leave.
I know he's not, but I think he could make some noise down there.
Oh, he definitely could. A&M's a job that it's money. They have money. It's oil money down there. They have all the money in the world. It's anybody's job. Whoever wants it. I think that there's a lot of people that we're not going to say that would be interesting. But my list, I'm going to go Cliff Kingsbury again. Coached at Texas Tech, knows the area.
Yeah.
But I also see the argument that if he didn't coach Patrick Mahomes, he would not be a head coach. Which, say what you want, he knows offense, and I think Texas A&M is definitely going to. They're either going to go for a really big name, or they're going to go for a guy like Jeff Traylor, which is fine either way. Don't really care. Another guy that you didn't say, there's 2 more. Tommy Rees, Alabama's offensive coordinator. He's a young guy. College football is a young man's game.
Yeah.
At least that's what it seems to be heading to. He knows offense, and if he really, he's under the Saban coaching tree, just like Jimbo was. So I don't know if they want to go the same way there. But it would be an interesting hire. It wouldn't surprise me. Or he could stay at Alabama for another year because he's got Milroe coming back. So that wouldn't surprise me. Number 3, prime time baby, Deion Sanders. I don't like Deion as a head coach. I'm going to be honest.
You don't like it?
He upsets me as a head coach. I'm sure he's a fantastic guy. He's a great Christian man. He makes me upset as a head coach. I don't like what he does. He does a lot of shenanigans, and then he blames everybody else. I would never play for a guy like Deion Sanders. He threw his offensive lineman on the bus and said, "Oh, I guess we got to get 10 new ones." I don't want to play for that. I know a college athlete.
Do you not think they need 10 new ones?
I'm not saying that's not my place to say. Oh, they need 10 new ones.
Pretty bad down there.
I'm sure it's bad down there, but when you act like what you act like you're going to go undefeated, and you go 4-7. It's not good, and you lose to like Washington State, Arizona, which are both having great years, by the way.
Didn't you just say Mississippi State should hire Washington State's head coach?
I did, but I'm saying for what Deion brought in to the program, to Colorado's just not a good job. You can't win at Colorado, but I'm gonna get heated about that.
Are you not surprised they could win 4 games though? Because you just said you're never going to win at Colorado. So do you think?
Because you're not. They've won. They're not unless you're running a wing T offense, and it's in the 90s.
Yeah.
You're not gonna win.
Mhm.
It's not a good job. Number 2, I've got Jeff Traylor, UTSA. He's done a fantastic job at UTSA.
Great choice.
He has most of the high school Texas coaching records, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, as well.
Mhm.
And then number 1, good old Lane Kiffin.
Oh gosh.
I think the Lane Train Express is heading to good old Aggie Station. You know, if he left Tennessee in 1 year when he had already built it, which I do think is his deepest regret, we can just have an entire episode on Lane Kiffin. I would love to talk about him for however long we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
But it's money. He complains about Mississippi State not having money at all. It's a money job. It's a big hire. Is it a tough job? I don't think, in my honest opinion, Texas A&M is not a good job in the SEC. They don't fit the SEC whatsoever, and they're trying to by just buying their way to the top of the SEC, which has not worked whatsoever. They look good with Manziel, but they did not reach a playoff. They did not reach an SEC championship. They didn't do any of that. So
do you think, as of right now, Lane Kiffin will go to A&M? Because I don't see him leaving.
I could see it. I could see all those names going to A&M.
Yeah,
I think
look what he did to Tennessee.
He did mess Tennessee up for a while.
He did.
That's another thing.
He did mess.
We're gonna have a Lane Kiffin episode, and I'm just gonna go off on Lane Kiffin for an hour straight.
I just can't see him wearing Texas A&M stuff like that image.
Well, did you see what he was wearing last night? He wore Nike. He wore like a.
That is true.
It's the ugliest coaching attire of all time. And an Ole Miss logo right here, and then a Nike swoosh like down here. It made
he is
no
a weird
sense.
dude.
He can coach, but I don't know. I feel like he's also burnt so many bridges in college football that it doesn't even matter anymore. So they could go Dan Lanning. I don't think he's going to leave because he's building something, I think, very good in Oregon, and USC's falling apart, which I'm sure we'll be talking about.
Are they moving to the Big 10 or Big 12?
Big 10.
Big 10.
I'm sure we'll be talking about who's going to take over USC at a later date.
At a later date?
I don't think Lincoln Riley's going to last long there. You have all that talent. Listen, I think that you can take any college football program and put it against USC's defense, and they would get scored on. That's how bad USC's defense is.
You know where Lincoln Riley could go if he was fired that I actually just had an idea for?
Not Texas A&M.
The Commanders.
They haven't fired their head coach yet.
He'll be fired.
Ron Rivera is a great story.
I know he's a great story and everything, coach, but he's not fit there for that job.
Another coach.
They did fire their DC today, though.
Did. Jack Del Rio, former Raiders coach. And speaking of Raiders coach, I think Jim Harbaugh is going to take the first train out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and head straight to Las Vegas, baby. He's going to take the Raiders job. Listen, Harbaugh's going to get suspended. He's already suspended.
Yeah, he already is.
Michigan ended. Listen, that whole thing's a mess up there. And acting like it's not happening, I think is the stupidest thing of all time. Him saying, "Oh, I didn't know all that was happening in my brain." Yeah, you did, dude. It's not hard to know that's going on. It's a mess up there. And I think Michigan, when the NCAA gets done with their investigation on
in
Michigan,
like 5 years probably,
so be it. I think that program is going to struggle mightily. I think that Harbaugh is going to take the first job outside
because he's been wanting to go to the NFL.
He's going to go to the NFL. He ain't going to go to college.
Because even I don't know if it was last year, 2 years ago, he was trying to get to the NFL.
Well, he interviewed for the Vikings job 2 days before the season started. He's going to take an NFL job.
Yeah. Do you think the suspension could be years, or is it only a few games?
I don't. I mean, depending on what Harbaugh does, which he's taking the first train out of Ann Arbor to go somewhere else. But I mean, It's bad.
Yeah,
It's really bad.
it
When
is
you
bad.
look at it, and it's connected to a bunch of different schools. I mean, South Carolina has been mentioned, Michigan State, Purdue. A lot of those schools,
Mhm.
it could be bad. I mean, I've never seen a cheating going on like this bad
Like
before.
this, I don't think it's. I know it's bad and everything and all, but I think it is slightly blown out of proportion to an extent.
How?
How is it? Like, why do you
Okay,
think it
hold on.
deserves some?
Do you know what they're cheating? Like, do you know how they're cheating? They know their exact
Yeah,
play.
I know they know their exact plays and everything, but I'm saying different colleges literally give people jobs in order to figure out what the play is. It's just a
But they
more
don't
legal
send
way.
them into their stadium and send them on their sideline.
So you don't think any coaches ever, bought
I'm
someone
sure
a
there's
ticket?
coaches
Yeah,
on the
that's what
sideline
I'm saying.
on their respective sideline for their team
Hmm.
when they're playing the other team and
Yes.
trying to steal signs. That's a common thing. But I'm saying like Central Michigan versus Michigan State, you send a Michigan scout down there. That should not happen. I think it's horrible. I think that I mean it's obvious, and we saw it in the TCU game. That's why they got blown out so bad because they changed all their calls. I mean, it's clearly because Michigan State's a much better team. Michigan State's a much better team than TCU was.
So do you think TCU knew about this?
Yes, I'm sure they were informed, and
And
that's why they
then,
had to switch their calls.
so why do you think their head coaches didn't come out and say Michigan's been stealing signs?
Because I don't know if it's being able to prove it, but I mean, put yourself in TCU shoes. You're sitting there, you're about to go, you're playing to play in a national championship, and you get a report, hey, Michigan stole your signs. They know exactly what you're going to run. I think as a head coach, at
Yeah.
least in my shoes, even if it's not true or not, I'm gonna change the signs up just in case.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he didn't come out because there probably wasn't enough evidence, and that's just a whole mess. And he wants to go recruit, and he wants to go chill. He had
I
a good
also
year.
think why, for me, it's just blowing a little bit of proportion because if this was in the off season, I don't think it wouldn't be as big. Considering this came out around week 6, week 7, since Michigan's whole season is dependent on the final 6 games of the year. I think that's what's blowing over top because they don't play anybody besides Penn State and Ohio State every year.
Penn State's not any good anymore.
Penn State's not.
Dude, Penn State would go.
If you
Penn
put,
State would barely get 6 wins in the SEC West.
I disagree.
I'll
with
mark that.
No,
James Franklin can't coach.
no.
Name the one big game James Franklin has
Okay,
won.
okay.
Name one big game
I have a
James
question.
Franklin has won.
Let me ask you a
Name
question.
one.
Let me ask you a question.
Zero. You can't name
What
one.
would he do in the ACC or Pac-12 or Big Ten?
The ACC would be fine because ACC is trash.
Okay, Big
Nobody
10.
in the ACC is
Big
good.
10
He's in the Big Ten.
or Big 12. I'm sorry.
He'd struggle with, I think, maybe Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, Texas.
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State's good. Don't dog on them
I'm not.
Cowboys.
I'm
Go
not.
Pokes, baby.
They're very well coached, but you don't think the talent would eventually, the talent there would eventually take over in like one of these conferences that aren't as good as football, at good at football?
No.
Like, would you take if Penn State and UCLA played, for example?
I think UCLA would beat them.
Wow, you think that
Penn State's horrible. I don't like
Penn State is not horrible? That's a stretch.
Dog, they almost lost to Rutgers.
Rutgers.
And Rutgers is all right this year. I'm not hating on Rutgers.
Didn't Rutgers put up a fight with Ohio State?
They do.
Exactly.
Ohio State's not any good this year either. Nobody. Listen,
So do you think
nobody's gonna win the national championship but Georgia? It's Georgia's no matter what.
I think Bama could put up a fight.
No. I saw last weekend. I went to the Tennessee Georgia game. I saw with my own two eyes the best college football team I think I've ever seen in my life. And I haven't watched a lot of good college football.
Did you
teams.
go to the game 2 years ago?
No, yes, I did.
Was
That team was worse than the team they have now.
you think?
They're so much better.
Do you
and I think that the talent around the talent around the NCAA is so much. I'm not going to say worse, but not as good as it was 2 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
But it's Georgia's national.
What four do you
championship.
think will make the playoff? Since you think
Georgia for sure. Bama's not going to make it. They're going to lose the SEC championship.
okay,
Probably Michigan because they're just going to win out. They're going to beat Ohio State this weekend. They're going to beat poor old Iowa in the Big Ten championship. Number 3, if Florida State wins out, which is going to be tough because Jordan Travis's injury was bad. They have to beat Louisiana, which they're not bad. I think Florida State talent-wise is very good. I think it's going to carry them to the ACC championship, and I think they're going to barely win the ACC championship, sneak in at the 4 seed, and then now then it gets interesting. Then you get somebody from the Big 12 possibly. If Oregon loses today at the time of recording, which is Friday, Oregon State, which they won't. I don't think they will.
Mm-hmm.
That they're number 6 in the country right now. If they lose, then that puts Washington in prime position to take the college football playoff shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think Washington will make it, and then I think playoff-wise, let's see what I say. Georgia, Florida State, and Michigan, Washington. I think Washington will beat Michigan.
Okay.
I don't think Michigan's going to make it to the next
Yeah, here's my issue with Florida State. I am a little bit biased for saying this, but I think the committee values your quarterback so much because last year, even though Tennessee had 2 losses, they still ranked Bama above us when Hooker got hurt. They still ranked.
That's just us being Tennessee fans. I agree with you there. I don't think that they value a quarterback. I think that they value the record. And I'm sure, listen, ACC's not any good. Clemson's not any good. I don't like Clemson anymore after what Dabo said to that poor kid. I don't like anybody, really. I like Tennessee. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple other coaches that I like that I cheer for and
That's fair.
That I hope do well, like Jeff Traylor. I hope he does well. I hope he's Texas A&M coach.
Who do you think will win the Heisman? I think it'll be Jayden Daniels. I think he's the best quarterback in the country.
Depending on what Michael Penix does in these next 2 weeks,
yeah, that's fair.
He can run away with it. But I do think it's Jayden Daniels' trophy to lose. There's just not really anybody. Not trying to hate on Jayden Daniels or anybody. There's just not really that one. It's a weird year for college football. Nobody's really good besides Georgia.
Yeah,
and there's not a player that's just so much better than everybody. I mean, a lot of people thought Caleb Williams would be.
Yeah, but you can't take a 4-loss team and win Heisman. That's hard to do.
No, and Jayden Daniels, he's put up crazy numbers.
Mm-hmm.
They've played in tough games. They've won tough games. I think he wins it by far. But getting off the topic of football, because I feel like we've talked about that for a while.
Yeah.
Let's go over to NBA basketball. I'm not the biggest fan of NBA basketball. I know G-Russ is, but I do watch. I'm a Celtics fan. I do enjoy watching the boys play.
Mm-hmm.
What about the in-season tournament? Give me your thoughts
on the in-season tournament. It's hard to wrap your mind around about it first because it's the first time ever, and it's not like they've been hyping this up for years. This has been like a very quick transition.
A couple months ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 months ago they announced this, and everything is. First off, the courts are awful. I hate the courts so much. The only one that I've seen has looked decent that I kind of like for some reason is Charlotte's.
Well, that's because Charlotte has good colors.
Yeah, which I like their colors. That's the only reason why. But, I mean, I don't think players would be playing in this if there wasn't money involved for the team and stuff because I think it was Damian Lillard who said this money could help change people in the G League or like these two-way players' lives and everything. So much, yeah. And he said that's why he's playing for it. And I think that's the only reason like these players that sit out games and don't take the regular season too seriously, that and awards are the only reason why they're playing this. So to me, this really isn't that big of a deal.
I enjoy it. I enjoy watching it. I think it adds a stipulation. I think that
and competitive edge.
Yes, and it switches things up. You play different teams in a sense. I mean, you play everybody once, but you play a couple more teams than you normally would. So I think it's fun. I don't like the courts. I think that you should just keep the courts the same way. Maybe put the little commissioner's trophy, I think that's what it's called, in like a corner, how they do with the finals. But I do like how it's set up, and I feel like it's a good incentive for the players. It's fun. I think the players will enjoy it. I'm sure maybe later on, I think later down the line, because I feel like they're going to do this next year. I feel like it could get, something like a player gets injured, because I think the semifinal games and the championship game don't count, right? for like your record.
No, they don't.
So I mean, like you lose your top star in that game, in a game that doesn't count, the game that you're just playing for money. Which I mean,
Yeah.
I know the money's a lot, but you also have millions upon millions of dollars poured into one guy. That's where I think it could get hairy. But I enjoy watching it. I mean the Celtics are winning their division, by the way.
So are the Lakers.
I don't know.
4-0,
Celtics are much
4-0, 4-0.
Celtics are much better.
Yeah, that's. I don't know. Do you think the winner of the in-season tournament will win the finals?
No, I don't think it has anything to do with that. I'm
I don't
sure.
either.
I'm sure it will help.
Yeah.
I think that if they want to make it value more towards the regular season, you maybe incentivize like you're guaranteed like a playoff spot maybe, but that'd be like really dumb.
Who do you think comes out of the East and the West in the actual finals?
Right now,
Yeah.
The Celtics.
That's biased, but okay.
We can be biased.
We can. I don't know about that one.
Biased. Celtics are good, dude. I don't know if you've watched, but they're kind of good this year.
Here's my thing though about the Celtics. Defense, what matters most, and
just shoot
now,
the lights out.
and that's why the Heat make it every year so far. Is because of their defense, and Jimmy Butler shows up in the playoffs. That's also why.
Okay. Out of the West,
Nuggets. I just don't see anybody beat the Nuggets.
No, I don't think anybody's going to beat
the Nuggets.
Not really. A fully healthy Nuggets team is filthy.
Even though they lost a lot, they still have.
Maybe the Suns make a
so
run,
much.
But there's just so much there on the Suns that it just, I don't know, wouldn't make sense. Switching to another sport because we talk about so much sports. America's pastime. I'm a Yankees fan. It was a bit of a rough season.
Yeah.
It broke my heart a lot. But I want to hear what your off-season additions for your Braves are.
Braves, yes, Bryce Harper's son, as some would say. He basically is. Hey, he's moving to Knoxville.
He's already here.
He's already down here.
He's already pulled up.
Oh, I might have to go talk to him a little bit. How much I hate him. I'm just kidding. I like him. I love his swagger, but I'm still mad at him. So, as a Braves fan, hey, we got Warren Buffett invested in us now, so we actually have money now. We actually have some money, so we don't rip off all these star players we have. As a Braves fan, we basically just need a starting pitcher and maybe, just some depth. That's all we really need because our farm system is not very good right now.
Because traded everybody.
Yeah, and they all came up. We traded them. We kind of ripped off the Athletics, which they don't care. They're in a low place right now, so we won't talk about them. The starting pitcher I want the most. Everybody's gonna say Yamamoto and everything, but I want Sonny Gray. He proved himself this year, and I think that I would love to have him as an Atlanta Brave. I could see him wearing it,
Just see him wearing them pinstripes.
Great, very talented.
Everybody looks good in pinstripes.
Yeah, I bet they do.
In the Bronx.
Yeah.
For the
Brian McCann didn't look so good because y'all made him shave his beard. He looked quite creepy. And as a depth piece that I want, I would like to have the 2021 World Series MVP, Soler, come back home to Atlanta.
Y'all do you. I don't see what y'all see in Soler, but
the 2021 World Series MVP not ring. Is that not?
It rings a bell.
You don't see anything in that?
That was just like a 6-game stretch. Mm-hmm. The Yankees, on the other hand, bad year. Broke my heart. Longtime Yankee fan.
Quite nice.
Broke my heart.
If you ask me.
Watching Aaron Judge struggle with injury. Giancarlo Stanton continually.
Yeah, cry me a river.
Garrett Cole didn't win Cy Young, and that warms my heart. That was a little bright spot.
Was that his first? That was his first, right?
First Cy Young.
Everybody's talking about how he deserved one before that.
Semifinalist, I think 6 years straight or something like that.
Dang.
Something stupid. Should have won it a long time ago. I'm glad he won his first one with the boys, with the Bombers. But Yamamoto would be nice. Give me Blake Snell. Get the 2 Cy Young winners together. I don't know if Snell will sign with the Yankees because I think he has put out public displeasure of the Yankees as some players.
As everybody should do.
I think the big thing for the Yankees is get healthy, trade for Juan Soto, and just get everybody that you can. Why not build a super team? You got the money, you have the market. It's the biggest sports market in the world. I've never understood why players want to play in that until I see actually what they put out in the news about some of the players. But trade for Juan Soto.
Okay,
that's all I'm asking from a Yankees fan to all to Brian Cashman. Trade for my man Juan Soto, and I just want to gone forever, and that's all I want.
For sure, I could hit a home run out of that right field.
Y'all listen. Say what you want.
Do y'all still have Rizzo? Y'all have him locked up for a little while?
We do still have Rizzo.
He's
there for 2 years.
Yeah, the only other player I want, because we released Eddie Rosario, Dodgers owner, by the way, just throwing that out there. I want Cody Bellinger because he's also a lefty. He's a good fielder, Rosario, very questionable fielder.
Same position.
Makes him very questionable. He played center for Cubs. Okay. But I think I would love to, he's another good bat, maybe better bat than Rosario, definitely a better defensive player, and he would fill a much needed hole right now in the Braves outfield.
He turned his career around, and I'm happy to see that.
Yeah.
He looked good in pinstripes too.
Does everybody look good in pinstripes?
Everybody looks good in pinstripes.
If I saw Ronald Acuna Jr. in pinstripes, I would cry.
Warm my heart.
The unanimous NL MVP.
Okay. What you want?
You
know what else would look good in pinstripes? My man Shohei Ohtani.
Oh my!
You're
gonna have to pay him $500 million just to.
We pay Judge a lot.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're paying $500 million for somebody who can't play both ways for a year, maybe a year and a half.
Don't be hating on Shohei.
I'm not hating on Shohei. I'm just saying.
I feel like you're hating.
I'm just saying, if he went to the Yankees,
don't talk bad.
That'd suck.
Don't talk bad.
Did you see what he said though about what he's going to do if the reporters release that he's possibly talking to a team?
He'll go to Japan.
No, he's not going to sign with the team, but he would go to Japan probably. Did you see his dog when he got MVP?
I know. I was happy for his dog. Yeah.
Dog.
I'm not a dog person, but I was happy for his dog.
Not dog. I thought you were a dog person.
I don't like animals.
You don't?
I'm not an animal guy.
That's fair. It's fair. Cats are on top though.
Cats are sneaky. I don't like something that I'm gonna walk by and it just grab my ankle.
It doesn't grab your ankle. Cats don't grab.
They can.
No.
Ears love you.
Yeah.
I've had bad.
One likes me. The other one.
The other one does not like you.
Yes.
But oh well.
Yeah.
But I'm not an animal person.
No.
No.
Were you did some monkey or some scream at you at the zoo when you were little?
A monkey?
Yes, I don't know. Or a parakeet, at the.
A parakeet? I don't think they have those at the zoo. I haven't been
no. I mean, at the neighborhood PetSmart, where they were screaming at you.
They also probably don't have parakeets at.
Yes, they do. They have some birds that scream at you.
The last time I went to a PetSmart,
I have nightmares about some of those things.
Last time
when I was 3. What is? I did, bro.
The last time I went to a PetSmart was when my fish died. My 2 goldfish.
Oh, that's a wrap. What were their
goldfish?
Names?
Bubbles and Skittles.
Bubbles and Skittles. I had one.
Bubbles and Skittles. Rest in peace, Bubbles and Skittles.
I had Goldie. Goldfish.
That's a common name.
Yeah. Bubbles. Still mad at my parents for not letting me take them when we moved.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's sore subject. But we got 2 cats instead, so.
Yeah, you got a good replacement. I didn't get any.
Nothing could have replaced that.
Goldfish are very territorial, though. I learned that. Don't put 2 goldfish in the same bowl.
Did one eat the other? Is that why?
They rip one. I'm pretty sure.
Rip a fin off?
This is from 7-year-old Hunter. Let me recall. I was laying in bed one night. I was half asleep.
Yeah.
It was around Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up. Bubbles grabbed Skittles' tail and ripped it. Straight up, ripped half its tail. I'm not joking. And so,
how does a fish grab another one?
They bought, he bit his tail.
Oh, he bit it off. Okay, I was like.
That's why I went like this. Clank motion.
I think you've been staying up too late, Hunter. I don't think that happened.
No, I saw it with my own 2 eyes because I started crying and I told my mom. I think my goldfish is going to die. But he kept living for 2 more days.
Was he struggling to swim?
He was. He would swim on his side a little bit, and then his guts started like falling out, and then my mom was like, "Okay, I think we gotta take him."
Guts fell out.
Yeah,
Dang.
that's what happened. Well,
Shoot.
his tail got ripped off.
Well, that's true.
Everything's gonna fall
If
out.
I was him, I would just turn upside down instead of go through that misery.
Well, that's what happened with my man. The other one, I don't remember who exactly. I just made that up on the who ripped who, but they did rip each other's tail off.
Yeah.
The other one, my neighbor
Mhm.
at the time grabbed the other goldfish
Oh.
and ran outside with it and said, "I got a goldfish." And we all were like, "Oh yeah, you got the snack." And then he opened it and it's flopping in his hand. And so I had to run back and put him in the bowl. He only made it one more day, and then he sadly passed.
And then you flush him down the toilet.
Yeah,
You did.
my mom didn't let me bury him. She didn't trust me digging a hole.
Yeah.
I was not a very smart kid.
Yeah.
All right. I was a little bit. Anyway, I think we're going to call it there. We've talked for probably like 40, 50 minutes.
Don't get too greedy. Probably not that long.
I'll be greedy all I want. It's Black Friday, dude. I want shopping. I got me some good deals.
Oh, yeah. Gymshark.
Got me some hoodies too, and my gas was cheap. I'm probably going to go shopping again. I guess.
Yeah, bro. You a money man.
Not really.
Not really.
I am a money man, though. I'm pretty sure that gas station did have a Black Friday deal on gas.
What gas station?
The Kenjo, dog.
Kenjo. Oh.
Wrap it up.
Hey, what's your favorite slushie?
I don't get the slushies.
Oh,
I'm not a slushie guy.
That's fair.
You're not listen, we're not going to get in your food details.
When did I hate at all on your food details right there?
No.
I mean,
you just dislike very common things like sweet tea.
I know. You'd be surprised about how many people don't like sweet tea.
I know people that like half and half, but it's still got sweet tea in it.
My parents don't drink sweet tea. Well, they put Splenda in it, so like they can satisfy their own needs with that.
Sweet tea.
No, it's not. Then why wouldn't you just get sweet tea?
Great question. Because you don't drink it.
So they don't get sweet tea because I don't drink it.
Yeah, they're accompanying for you.
That's the dumbest
thing. No, I feel like.
Sorry, I'm a water guy.
You also. What's the go? Speaking of Thanksgiving, because we were on the topic of that at the beginning, we're gonna go back to it. We're gonna do the entire thing over again, guys. Just prepare. What's the go-to Thanksgiving meal? We'll end the episode.
What do you mean go-to Thanksgiving meal?
Like, what's the go-to? Like, first thing you got a brand new plate. First thing you're grabbing.
You know I'm a picky man, dude. Okay, you're gonna judge me no matter what I say here.
Hold on. How is your Thanksgiving table set? Like, how's the table set? Because if it's like my family, it spreads into 2 rooms. We got a lot of family.
Yeah, I don't.
We got a lot of cook. So how's it set up?
Well,
like, is it just on like one table?
Okay, so yesterday, my aunt has an open floor plan.
Okay, let's go.
No, she put all the food on the island.
You had Thanksgiving dinner, right?
I had lunch.
Okay, well, you do your lunch. I'll do my dinner. I'll do my dinner.
So how ours was set up was they just renovated it, so it's an open floor plan now, and they have this huge island. So essentially, they put all the food on the island, and then you just turn. Table. Yeah, and then we just walked to another table. Yeah.
So what's the go? You grab?
Oh yeah, the go-to.
What's the?
Yeah, I'm picky.
What are you avoiding? What are you grabbing?
Yeah, I'm gonna get flamed.
Not hating on any relatives.
Oh yeah, they know I'm picky.
Susan's green beans were not good. Like, I'm avoiding that. No, I'm not calling anybody out here.
I'm a big.
What are you avoiding?
I like turkey and ham. I'm gonna take ham over it, but I still get both when I go because you have to stick with the tradition. And then after that, I only get maybe 2, maybe 3 more things. I get green beans. I love green beans, but my grandparents grow them, and I love them so much.
Okay.
And then I get, I'm basic. I get the rolls. It's one of the best Thanksgiving foods. I know.
Do you not grab like any pasta?
Why would you get pasta at Thanksgiving?
Mac and cheese.
Oh, mac and cheese. No, not. I'm not a big mac and cheese guy.
Oh yeah, you hate pasta.
Yeah, you should know that. Put 2 and 2 together.
I hope we never have to go out to eat and you like grab like.
That's why we only go to like Zaxby's.
So you can get chicken and fries.
There's nothing wrong with good chicken and fries, bro.
There's nothing wrong with that. At my great grandparents. Here's how they're set up. So the kitchen's one room, then you walk through a little hallway to the dining room, right?
Yeah.
It's old home, renovated, they built onto it, a number of things. So you have the big table. That's where like main course. That's where like what you want what you want's going to get there. So it's like the chicken, ham, turkey, all that. Then the
Did you say chicken?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. That is weird.
No, it's not.
How is it not weird? You eat chicken on Thanksgiving?
Well, I get the ham and the turkey, and then I get some chicken,
What type of chicken is it?
like homemade, like turkey, like chicken legs.
Oh, chicken
And then we
legs?
have turkey legs
So you
too.
don't do turkey? Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like if you
Well,
eat chicken on Thanksgiving, that defeats the purpose of Thanksgiving.
We have some picky eaters on the dad side, and that only eat chicken.
I might like your dad's side.
It's good. And then the other table has like sides. So you got the green beans.
Yeah.
The mushrooms. We love mushrooms over there. I'm not a mushroom guy, but they love some mushrooms, roasted mushrooms or whatever. I don't know how to cook.
That's another weird thing to have at Thanksgiving. Mushrooms?
I
I don't know why I said it like
mushrooms?
that. Mushrooms?
Yeah.
You eat mushrooms at Thanksgiving?
I don't eat them. That's not what I'm going to. And then you got the mashed potatoes, green beans, mac and cheese.
Well, do you have any other, like, I know I'm picky and all, but like,
We also have little kids, and so we have to get like chicken nuggets too.
well, that's
because that's the only thing they eat.
okay. But like, here's the thing. Like, I know I'm picky and all,
then you
but
have
you
the
have some
desserts.
weird stuff at your Thanksgiving food wise.
I know
I'm picky.
We have normal days.
But at least my food I eat is traditional Thanksgiving food.
Do you all cook like a big turkey?
We didn't. No, we got one from the store.
Yeah, we've never cooked. We've never actually cooked a big turkey that you cut. It's
because
just
it's so hard to cook turkey because the odds are it's dry. That's my problem with turkey.
I almost died on some.
You almost
died on some turkey.
You almost died on some turkey.
I'm not going to get into that, but
that's why ham's better.
I saw the light as I was choking on the turkey.
A good honey ham.
I did have a good honey ham. Honey ham for lunch.
Honey ham is nice.
What's that brand? Honey, what's that or whatever.
Where's
where you can.
There's a brand called Honey Ham in her.
Yeah.
It's that.
It was that.
Literally that.
Good. It was good.
Oh, yeah, I know. Did you know you can get there and just get like a sandwich?
Yeah,
I love it. I just don't go there much because
it's a little expensive.
That's why. It is a little
expensive. But I went and got.
That's good.
I went avocado slices of that. But the go-to,
I
think for me, it kind of changes every year. I mean, it is the mac and cheese. It's a classic. It's all time. It's a LeBron step back fader. It's going in every time. Okay, like I'm going for the mac and cheese. You get the dessert though?
I'm not a big pie guy, so no.
You just have pies?
I mean, I don't really pay attention because I don't eat any of it. We had Buckeyes there. That's what I ate, which I know it's not like a traditional Thanksgiving food or anything, but that's
don't come at me
because
you got mushrooms on yours?
That's weirder.
Weirder. It's not word.
Sorry, this is an English podcast now.
Is now, son.
Oh, it is? Okay.
I have.
What else you say? Mushrooms and what? What was the other thing that was weird? Oh, yeah, chicken. I mean, I guess that's not as weird.
But we get like big chicken legs and then turkey legs. So you get a little bit.
I feel like
the best of both worlds. Peter would have a field day at our Thanksgiving. There's a lot of meat. Like just spread.
Okay.
Good spread.
Or whatever.
What's the go-to things? Like, I think for me, it's my great-grandmother's banana pudding. That's the good. I'm going for that. Like,
okay.
I would just eat that. It's that good.
Did you have that on Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah. She makes it in a special bowl. And, like, she had it the past couple times, but she made it in that special bowl right there. Got me back in. I was feeling good.
Isn't that, like, more of, like, every, like, grandma's house trip thing, the banana pudding?
Yeah.
Like, that's not really...
But, I mean, it hit. Like, I saw that bowl. Like, me and Chube. Y'all will meet Chube one day. We'll have another podcast just about my man Chube. He's probably going to watch this.
Tuscaloosa baseball legend.
We'll have him on for an interview.
Yeah, we will one day.
But we were like, he hit me with we were just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
Little shoulder tap. He went, it's time. I was like, time. So we both got our bowls. Because, like, she only brings it out for a little bit. You got to catch it while it's cold. Because you catch it while it's warm, it's already kind of, like, melted and all that. You don't mess with that. You got to get it when it's cold.
All right.
So we both march in there with our bowls.
Mm-hmm.
We give her a kiss. Thank you for making this. She's like, oh, you're welcome. She walks away, and we dig in. It's time. He ate 2 bowls this year. I ate 1.
I'm not trying
Okay.
to disrespect or anything, but you kiss your grandmother
On the cheek.
Oh well, I know, but still, I don't do that. Like that's not
It's
our
my
family.
great-grandmother.
Your great? Well, I still don't do that. I'm not hating on it. I just
Wait, did
do
I say
expect
we
you.
kiss her? No, she kisses us. Like she gives a little kiss.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I thought you
My
meant
bad.
you. Just,
let me
I thought you
rephrase.
were like
She kisses
like
us.
a formal greeting or
No,
something.
no,
Like
we
a
aren't
kiss.
French. We aren't French.
That's not.
We aren't
Pretty sure that's not French.
Italian.
It's not Italian.
What is it?
I'm pretty sure it's like either. I want to say British for some reason. Is it British?
The Queen made that one up. Rest in peace. Wow.
The Queen.
Rest in peace. The goat. She lasted a long time.
Okay, we probably
My bad. Right
we
there.
probably need to
All
end
right,
this
we're
here.
gonna end it on that
Yeah.
note. We'll
Yeah.
catch you next week. We probably won't be in person next week. We might.
You know.
Yeah, we. Anyway. It's been fun. We hope you enjoy it. We hope you come back next week. If there
Yes.
is a next week.
Yes.
Good Lord willing. Praise God, baby. We'll catch you next week. We know this episode came out early too. We said December 1st. It's coming out November 27th. The day you're watching this right now, current time. I don't have a watch on either. I don't know why I just looked at that. Anyway, have a good day.
Don't listen to him.
It's coming out November 27th.
It is? No, it's not.
I done told everybody.
Well, we can cut that out.
I done told the peeps.
I'm cutting that out.
It's not going to come out that Monday. That's so far away. We can just edit it tonight.
Oh, I was thinking for Sunday today was 27th. Because you said today the way you're watching this. I don't know why. Never mind. Cut it. Thanks for watching.
Peace out.